Speaking of excitement, I started this excitement train last season. I'm excited about the Nipawin Hawks this season, Nugsy. It was a team, obviously missed the playoffs last year, very young team last year, but they played so much fun hockey near the end of the year last year that it had me revved up for this season for Tad Kozin and company in Nipawin. 17-33, 3-3 last year with a 40-point total, but a minus 82 goals differential. Obviously, like we said, very young team at the start of the year. You could see that. They were inexperienced. They were losing games, but near the midway point, they came together as a unit, and they only graduated 2 players off that roster last year. Nick Markakis, their backup goaltender, and Nick Markakis. Yeah, the right fielder of the 2004 Baltimore Orioles.
Nick
Markakis.
Yeah,
no,
and
sorry,
Vito
Nick
Biondo the
Markakis.
third.
Sorry,
yeah.
thank you, Nugsy.
And Jack Sherrow also.
Yeah, and Jack Sherrow. Thank you. So 3 guys, I guess. But bringing back as much as they are, their entire top 9, more or less, a good chunk of their defensemen, Gage Roberts in net. I feel like the excitement we had last year around the Yorkton Terriers is the excitement level that I have this year around the Nipawin Hawks. I think this team could score a ton of goals. And like you mentioned, the goal horn in Kindersley, I think the goal horn in Nipawin is going to be going off a lot this year at the cage. So Nugsy, when I say Nipawin, what comes to mind for you?
Well, first of all, we're all talking about their offense. Their defense, they only gave up 7 goals in 4 games in the preseason. Yeah. So, if anybody's like these guys can't play defense, you're also wrong, because Justice Cutler and now Noah Heinrich and whatever, they're coming in, as Nipawin Hawks from the beginning now, and they have a point to prove. Yeah, it's going to be electric. It's going to be explosive. They're going to put up big, ugly numbers if you're the other team. When you face this team, you think about Ashton Tate coming back. His second half last year was unbelievable.
So good.
Mason Karkachuk, Carter Anderson, Will Witter, Jack Drake, Connor Watson, Eric Hoynes. The biggest headache I think Tad Kozin might have is how do I fit everybody ice time-wise?
Yeah.
On this team. It's something that some of these loaded teams we've seen have had to think about, but it's obviously a great problem to have. And there's, again, talk about no excuses for like Kindersley and Humboldt and those types of teams. There's no excuse for this Nipawin team now. With everybody committing to coming back, good job by Tad Kozin and Dana Dirks and everybody there, retaining all these guys. I think that's huge for our league and great for our league, and the fact that so many of them are Saskatchewan kids is a bonus.
And SJHL draft picks.
Draft picks, you mentioned it earlier. There's no excuses. It's going to be a lot of fun up in the cage.
It just screams, like I said, when you look at Yorkton from last year, it was they missed the playoffs, or they make the playoffs the year prior last year. They missed the playoffs the year before, right? Last year, they took the league by storm. They had so many returning guys.
First time Yorkton had home ice advantage since before COVID.
Top 4 finish, like you said. So I feel in my heart that this team has that potential. I feel like buckle up in Nipawin. I really, really like the makeup of their roster. Like you mentioned, Finley Radloff, Carter Anderson coming back as 20-year-olds. I feel like Eric Hoynes, again, another guy in that group, mixed with the young guys like Will Witter. You mentioned Will Witter.
Jack Jansen, I didn't even
still 18. Like these guys are, and I feel as good about them as anybody. So I just really love how Tad Kozin knew last year what it was, and he moved this entire roster into this year, and I just think that goes a long, long way. Continuity in this league is very important, and I think the sky's the limit for this team. I'm very excited to see what they can do. It's a very tough division, though. And so who's a new guy, because there's not many open spots, but who's a new guy that you're really excited about?
A lot of open spots, but, obviously my buddy Trevor Sabo, who I'm always always owe a lot to, because he's always helping me out with prospects and stuff too. He's a great scout for them, and Dana Dirks, they recruit so well. Mason Lother is a guy I've got an eye on, 6'2", 181 pounds, 07 forward from Leduc, Alberta, near Edmonton. Was called up a couple times in the AJ last year as well. Scored a bunch in preseason, 15 goals last year. He's a big guy. Obviously, it being big at Centennial Arena helps because it's not a big rink, so that helps.
Yeah.
And then William Shabbat on the back end. No local boy to Nipawin, which is always good to see as well. An 08 birth year, 10th round pick of Moose Jaw as well. So the Warriors have him in their system, but he's an 08, 20 points as a D-man for the PA Mintos as a young buck last year too. Talented kid. Again, not a lot of spots for new guys on this team, but those are two good ones.
I love that. And just a reminder, coming up, we have a break coming up. We only have one more team after this. Kyle McIntyre, commissioner of the SJHL. I didn't mention that off the top. Sorry, Kyle. But Kyle McIntyre will be joining us after a commercial break shortly, so stick around for that. We have some important questions for Kyle as we kind of get a state of the league. One returning guy, it's really hard to pinpoint for Nipawin. One returning guy. I could probably give you a 15-minute segment on this, but I will go with the captain, the hometown captain, Finley Radloff. I think he had a bit of a down year last year, still had 18 goals last year, but 23 the year before. We had really high expectations for him last year. I think my expectations are even higher this year. I think this guy's got a ton of untapped potential with the roster coming back, the power play opportunities that are going to come for this Nipawin Hawks team. I think that he's got 30, 40 goal potential. So keep an eye on Finley Radloff. And again, hometown boy, the captain. He's on his 5th season of junior hockey. Usually anytime you see a guy going into his 5th season, that just means, A, he's got the experience. He knows there's the calm factor, the poise that's there. It just doesn't come around with very many guys. So I think Finley Radloff has huge ceiling.
Local boy who grew up watching those great Doug Johnson Nipawin teams in the mid-2010s. He's going to feel that buzz back at the Cage, so he's going to love that.
Get your tickets now, Hawks fans, at the Cage. It's going to be a lot of fun.